Wisconsin weather. Unseasonably cold spring helps block severe storms. Before Wisconsinites start griping about this spring's unusually cold, wet weather, you what? Too late. The reason why Wisconsin hasn't been hit with tornadoes, thunderstorms, and floods plaguing other parts of Middle America is because of our cold, wet spring. Sure, folks have had to wear winter coats to Little League games and polka dancers at Polish Fest bundled up last weekend. Youth soccer leagues, it seems like spring never arrived on summer has so far been mostly a no-show. Aside from SLA, it has been relatively cold and crummy this spring because of the jet stream flowing consistently out of the Canadian provinces of Alberta and Saskatchewan, which has created a trough of cold air over the Great Lakes, said Andy Boxall, a National Weather Service meteorologist based in Sullivan. That has kept humid, a warm air well south of Wisconsin. And spring in the Dakotas, Montana, and the Plains helped intensify and strengthen the jet stream, which was also boosted by a lot of activity pushing into the western and northwestern U.S. from the Pacific Ocean, said Dave Samuel, a senior meteorologist for AccuWeather.com. The recipe for thunderstorms calls for 3 ingredients: moisture, instability, and a lift in the air from lower levels of the atmosphere. While there has been dew point is the atmospheric temperature below which water droplets begin to condense and form dew. Dew points in the average temperature in Milwaukee for March, April, and May are considered meteorological spring was 44.5 degrees, around 1 degree colder than normal. However, 80-degree days, and we've had a few, have been rare this spring and were usually followed by a 50-degree day. Umbrellas and galoshes gotta work out this spring, too. Almost half of Milwaukee recorded 3 days of observed precipitation. Bath City averaged 5 days of rain and snow during those 3 months, and mostly it's been light and drizzly with few soakers. Only 9 of those, a total of 11.7 inches of liquid equivalent precipitation, rain and melted snow fell in March, April, and May. That is too, while most of Wisconsin's 60 species of mosquitoes thrive on lots of standing water to lay eggs, the low temperatures have acted like a deep freeze because the nasty buzzing insects get lethargic when it's 60 degrees or colder, said Yap J. Leash, unit activity for many of the bug species calling Wisconsin home is about a week and a half behind average, a result of a late frost in some sections of the state and the colder than normal temperatures. On the downside, that means pollinators such as bees and butterflies are scarce. On the bright side, rainy weather can sicken gypsy moths and box elder bugs, making them more vulnerable to disease. Slugs are not insects, but Leash gets plenty of calls about them from the public sick of seeing them in their gardens. Spring 2018 was also miserable, Last. More unseasonably cool weather is in the forecast this week in southern Wisconsin, with slight chances for rain and possibly thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday. But the good news is the long-term forecast calls for a more average July and August, with normal to slightly above normal temperatures and near normal rainfall, said Samuel A. Our subscribers make this coverage possible. Subscribe to follow the Journal Sentinel. This article originally appeared on Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Search for location/city.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,